And we are off to the races. We are starting our live stream. It's been a busy week. I didn't live stream. I didn't really post any videos since last week, Wednesday. So we'll work on some new content here. So here we are again, 7:30 on the button, watching AEW and NXT live with you guys. AEW right now has Brian Cage out there with Taz going against up-and-coming wrestler. So this is going to be pretty much just a show of dominance here from Cage. Looks like it just started, and looks like it's actually going to be over here in just a minute. NXT has they're just kind of hyping up this Sunday's match with Adam Cole and Velveteen Dream. So I didn't hook up the second TV today, so I am actually just clicking back and forth. Turn this volume up here. The Dream is only 24 years old. Interesting.
Maybe you don't, because that's what happened the last time you were in the ring with the Dream. That's why the Dream is your new reality, Adam Cole. Wake up. Snap into it. Ladies, bring me my mirror. This is going to be a very private conversation. You be gone. Mirror, mirror, who is the greatest NXT champion of them all? I tell you, it'll be you.
Okay. Velveteen Dream just did a mirror on the wall. Mirror did its little, and the person on the other side of the mirror looked like it was Prince, actually, with the guitar, talking back to Velveteen Dream, saying he'll be the best champion of them all. So that's interesting. So the In Your House event is on Sunday. So you guys are. Let's take a look here. Let's see what's on. We got Taz talking on AEW.
Besides, you lose that title. That is Brian Cage. He is the machine. Beat him if you can. Survive if he lets you.
Okay.
I hear an intro coming around here. Well, ask him. You shall receive at times. There's a 10. John Moxley, the AEW World Champion, the man that will be the powerhouse. Brian
So Moxley is coming out. I'm just going to grab something from over here. I'll be back in just a sec.
John Moxley is not one to take a challenge lying down. Well, this could be most interesting. Come on. What an explosion we're going to have.
So Moxley is out to confront Brian Cage right now on NXT. They did open up AEW with the AEW tag title match. Kenny Omega, Hangman Page, they did retain.
It's like he thought it over quickly. This is fun.
Well, you think Brian Cage is so big, but
the reason
he's actually shorter than Moxley.
I'm smiling right now.
Just by an inch.
Stepping in the ring with Brian Cage with that level of intensity, with that level of aggression, and going to absolute war. Well, that makes me happy.
You know, Brian Cage just seems so much bigger, and Moxley is actually looking down to Cage. So that's.
But be very, very clear. Stepping in the ring with me, with my title on the line, the farthest thing from a game. Brian Cage. You are impressive. The Machine. Seemingly indestructible. I am far from indestructible. I am only human.
SSO Violent is saying hi. How's it going?
Long, and that's my point. You were right, Taz, when you said Brian Cage is a different thing entirely than anybody else in AEW. But I am a different.
So SSO Violent. I don't know if he's still in here watching, but
AEW World Championship away from
first time I seen that name pop up there, so that's pretty cool. Welcome to the channel. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you got some comments, we'll talk about them. So I'm just watching AEW NXT and AEW and NXT live.
Don't waste your time or mine trying to intimidate me. And the next time you want to bring my name up on TV, just remember exactly who the hell you're talking about.
Moxley made his voice loud and clear. Moxley Cage, AEW World Title. Fighter Fest is going to be special, and we're going to continue to be special tonight. On the way, we'll be right back with TNT.
SSO, I'll get to that in just a moment. Let's just check, see what's going on. AEW went to commercial. NXT's on commercial. That's the perfect time. SSO. Yeah, let's talk about the top 10 best female manager roles. Okay. I'm not, since we're going to be watching AEW and NXT, I'm not going to go through all top 10, but we can definitely talk about who are some of them in that role. Managers. Let's see. Well, female manager-wise, and then here I go, I messed up my channel thing. Well, just watch my first episode of Dark Side of the Ring. I would have to say Woman was really good. As far as valets go, so we got Woman. I think other names out there that should be mentioned would be Luna Vachon. I have one that I would say definitely takes the top of the cake. But we'll save that one for last. Vicky Guerrero is another one. Did a really good job managing. So really did a really good job as a valet. I would say Lita, when she had the Hardys, was pretty good. I don't know if I'd put her in the top 10. We got Francine over ECW, Tommy Dreamer's wife. Sable. So Sable was kind of good. So this is in response to SSO's question, best female managers. If you guys are watching this and you have an idea of who you think the best female manager is, comment. I'll share it out there. Right now, both shows are on commercial. So that's just giving us something to talk to. So with all those other names being said out there, I do think that the top female manager would have to be, hands down, Sister Sherry. Great female manager. The names, SSO says Vicky Guerrero, yes. Yeah, Vicky Guerrero, I think she did great, but nobody, I think, can compare to Sensational Sherry. You know, she made Shawn Michaels bumped up his game when she was his manager. Harlem Heat, just to name a few. I mean, throughout the years, she's managed anybody she's managed became great, went on to greatness. She just had a great concept. AEW is just coming back right now, and they're looking at the All Elite Wrestling figures that I'm actually excited to possibly pick up here in the future. And they're actually showing Series 1 and Series 2. Now on NXT, Looks like we got a cruiserweight match right here. Tony Nese. So that's what's going on NXT right now. I'm going to flick it back to AEW. I am interested in picking up those. So they're showing Series 1. It looks like those come out in August. I think we talked about before. So those action figures look pretty cool. Looks like the Lucha Brothers might be on Series 2 of those action figures. So NXT right now has a cruiserweight match. If you guys are just tuning in. Ooh. And SSO, I see your comment here. I'll get to it in just a moment.
You want to know what the Murder Hawk monster's been up to? Do you think that one loss?
So Murder Hawk is pretty ticked off right now. Him and Jake Roberts was beating somebody up outside the arena earlier.
One person in AEW that's going to stop me. Not you, not anybody. I'm not here to be a damn spot monkey. I'm here to be a monster. You want to know what a monster is all about? I'm going to show you pain and torture.
So Jake is trying to control Lance Archer, but he ain't doing that good of a job. If you're watching AEW right now, NXT, if you like the cruiserweights, that's a good time to tune into them. That they're having a match right now. Tony Nese. And then SSO has a comment on here, and that's in regards to we're just talking about while we're watching the show, and it has a little downtime here. Just talking about top female wrestlers. So if you guys have a comment, you guys have an idea. I just said Sister Sherry is my overall top pick. SSO, I agree with you that number one, Scary Sherry, she knew the business. She knew how to play the game. She knew how to work the crowd, love her, hate her, but she was just that damn good. Perfect. I couldn't have said it any better.
Matt Hardy actually helped escort Gwen backstage.
So if anybody else is out there and you guys want to get in on this chat, who's the best female wrestler or female manager? So all right, let's see what's going on NXT here. It was easier the last couple of weeks. I just have both TVs. I didn't feel like doing that today. So, and I've already broken my first rule. Well, actually, the first rule of Fake Club is you always talk about Fake Club. Spread the word. Share. Speaking of which, I will be announcing a winner here for the first Fake Crate. We'll be doing that by the end of the week. So we will get the winner announced on YouTube. And then the winner just has to, message me so we can I can get his address, and we'll ship out that first Fake Crate. Remember, to be eligible for the Fake Crate, you have to be subscribed. The more videos you watch, the more comments, the more likes. It's all going to help you have a better chance. 13 Scorpio. Did you say Murder Hawk? Murder Hawk. Yeah. Yeah, Murder Hawk. Lance Archer. That's what they call him. I believe. Did I mess it up? If I messed it up, somebody correct me. Murder Hawk Lance Archer, though, I believe.
Private party. 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 No, you get it, all right? I like it. It's good.
So AEW Matt Hardy.
I love your enthusiasm. You guys I'm all yours. Let me know.
Oh,
Sammy?
Matt Hardy just ran into Sammy Guevara. He's scooting around in the hallways.
In my right hand is the TNT Championship, and I am the.
Okay, we got Jack Gallagher coming out for this NXT. He's not in the match, but he's just coming out as a distraction, it looks like. So Tony Nese looks like he's about to finish off Swerve Scott. as fast as I said it, it changed. Swerve Scott just got the roll up on Tony Nese. Tonight, though, on NXT, we're going to see if Drake Maverick can beat El Phantasmo to get the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. That would be interesting since technically he's fired. SSO wants to know, what do I prefer, NXT or AEW? I would say that NXT is definitely more exciting for me to watch than Raw or SmackDown. But AEW has that old school WCW feel. You know, it's just more exciting. I like what they're doing over there. I like how they have their crowd. Everything about them, I like just a little bit more than what NXT is doing. And I like that they're starting to get some bigger names in there. So the Revival, WWE didn't use them well. AEW is already, they've only been on 2 episodes and already using them way better than WWE has. So I'm excited to see some of the other faces that have got released. They can keep this going, keep circulating people in and keeping it fresh and new. I think AEW is going to be great. I actually, like last week with looks like they're building towards, both shows are on commercial right now. So now's the time to get all the questions in. So last week with Tyson and Jericho and then building up to a match. Do I think it's going to be the best wrestling match ever? No, but I think it's definitely going to give them a lot of publicity and it's going to be pretty exciting. So if you guys are new to the channel, you guys will quickly pick up that I think that the most underrated wrestler that's wrestling today has also been wrestling for almost 20, 25 years. Chris Jericho, most underrated wrestler. SSO, do you see AJ Styles going to AEW? Well, not anytime soon because he just redid his contract and I know he's been talking about giving up wrestling here after, but this might be like his last big contract that he signed. And I don't. Once his contract's up, I think he's going to want to work less, and who can pay him the money to stay there and work less? I mean, Undertaker's looking at retiring here again, and they just signed him to 2035. So. SSO, I love the, how much SSO is on the chat, so that's great. Thank you, SSO. You make it a little bit easier to sit here. Give me somebody to interact with while this is on commercial here. And just looking back to NXT real quick. But when we were just talking about the most underrated wrestler, SSO said, my opinion on the most underrated wrestler, it would be Rey Mysterio. Okay. I mean, he's also been around 20, 25 years, still getting it done. So he says Rey Mysterio. I think it's Chris Jericho. If you guys have an opinion, you guys want to get in on the conversations, please do. Both shows right now are on commercial. They did have a preview here for Snowpiercer. If anybody's seen it and they recommend it. Is it a good show? I did see on one of the YouTube videos why Snowpiercer is the sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I'm not sure. From the previews I see of Snowpiercer, I'm not sure how they get that that's a sequel to Willy Wonka, but if you get some insight, let us know. Uh-oh, my brother's probably, if he's watching this, he's a huge Vicky Guerrero fan. They're just recapping last week. and she was one of the cheerleaders for their prep rally. And I did see that she was in the crowd again, wearing her Chris Jericho prep rally.
Ever since that day, I have been dreaming of getting my hands on Mike Tyson's fat head.
SSO says, I say Rey Mysterio for the fact he would have never won the world title or even got a chance if Eddie Guerrero didn't pass away. It's sad but true. I will actually agree with that. That really did propel him. That gave him the momentum needed to make him a top star when he had the ability. It's interesting. You say Rey Mysterio, I say Chris Jericho. Both were in the cruiserweight division in the early mid-90s in WCW. And now, look, 25 years later, they still are, being talked about as,
This was the scene backstage after the altercation between Iron Mike Tyson and Chris Jericho.
Yes, I was going to knock him out.
Jericho blamed Colt Cabana for getting in his way, and they're going to settle it right now.
All right, so Colt Boom Boom Cabana is about to fight the Ayatollah of Rock and Rolla, Chris Jericho, La Champion. He's got an AEW record of 5-3. What do you guys think? What the win-loss record? Do you guys like that? I like how they're just a little touched.
That is certainly an interesting take on things from Le Champion. Some might say that Colt Cabana did Jericho a favor last week.
See what's going on NXT here. So Imperium is out. Oh, it looks like they're going against the Undisputed Era. So it's a triple threat match. We'll see who the third team is going to be. What the heck? Breezango. Okay. They threw me off. They did this like space launch thing, and they're coming out dressed as astronauts. So Breezango is back. They are in this triple threat match on NXT. All right, that gave me a good laugh. SSO, I did see your comment. I'll get to your comment here in just a moment. All right, Sammy Guevara is singing Jericho's theme song. He should probably just stick to wrestling because his voice is not that good. Oh my. Oh, that was rough. That was rough to watch on AEW. Dang, this is kind of interesting. Both shows have something good going on right now. So each show's a winner. So SSO, before things get going, I just think their cruiserweights were way better back in WCW. You had Rey Mysterio, Chris Jericho, Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and the list goes on. Hoovy 2, Guerrero, La Parka. Cannot forget the Master of 1,000 Holds, Dean Malenko. Oh, 13 Scorpio. Whose dog is dying in the background? I believe what you heard was Sammy Guevara singing. Dog dying in the background is about right. Yeah.
tonight.
There's Jake Hager. That's like looking down the barrel of a double barrel shotgun.
Eek.
Savannah.
Ooh, nice moonsault off the ring apron to the outside onto Chris Jericho.
Got popped in the mouth. Sure did.
Looks like he's busted open a little bit.
Let it stop him. The man is so agile for a man his size.
Landed on his feet, never lost his balance. Very impressive. Right now, Colt Cabana is dominating Chris Jericho in a big way here.
And Le Champion is reeling.
Ryan, welcome to the chat, Ryan. Why does my Fate Club hat say Fat Club?
And Hager
Uncover the E, buddy. Uncover the E.
Cabana was heading up top, and Hager smashed him into that top turnbuckle.
things are not looking good for Colt Cabana.
You're not fat. You're just fun size.
We'll find out when we come back.
All right, AEW wants a commercial. And both shows are on commercial right now, so we had a good conversation going here for a little bit. SSO, new name on the chat. I haven't seen that name up there before, but talked about female wrestler or female managers and who the top one was. So a lot of names were thrown out there. I just gave the top one, we talked about several, but the top one for me is definitely Sensational Sherry. He agreed. Top one for him as well. If you guys have a difference of opinion or you got some other names you want to throw out there that maybe I haven't thought of, maybe we're all in agreement that that's the top one, but who would be the next one? Who's number 2 on that list?
By conditioning and smoothing fibers. So clothes look newer, longer. Downy, and it's done.
So what's next on the 2020 bingo card from Ryan? You vote for Zombies. I think Zombies would be a good one. Yeah, it's been one heck of a 2020 so far. I just was thinking about that today, going, wow. I mean, here we are. We're kicking off summer. Summer is supposed to be the fun time where we get all of our fun in. And now, hey, everything's canceled. Carnivals. I mean, you don't even want to go to the water parks because, hey, how is so much uncertainty? I mean, this is going to be not a fun summer. I don't know about you guys, but I'm personally a state fair in our state. They canceled the state fair. I'm pretty ticked off. I don't know about you guys, but at our state fair, we have a milk stand. It's like 50 cents, and they have the best, like, they got root beer milk. They got chocolate milk. Strawberry. They have peanut butter. I mean, they do different flavors every year. And I just go and buy a whole tray full. And then I buy a second tray for my family after I drink the first one. Maybe I can put a special order and they can just give me big bags of milk. I'll get a second freezer or second fridge or something. They have people fornicating in the family pavilion. Not just any people. Local indie wrestlers. All right. So you guys are on a wrestling channel. There you go. They have local indies in the little family pavilion where they put on the horse shows. So I didn't catch the start of this match on NXT, so I don't know if this is a tag title match.
Incredible height and impact on that backbreaker. Can Strong get the cover?
So far, I mean, as much of a Jericho fan as I am, I'm interested in this triple threat tag match on NXT.
As we've said many times before, luckily for them, the NXT champion Adam Cole lobbied on their behalf to get them this opportunity. So remember, Adam Cole has to defend his NXT championship this Sunday at TakeOver in your house against Velveteen Dream. The spotlight will indeed be on that
Interesting.
championship match.
Adam Cole would like nothing more than to bring
See what's going on AEW for you guys.
Walks right into a right hand from Cabana. Jericho's got to fight back.
Wow. Back and forth. I love toe-to-toe.
I will say, though, Jericho is not in the best shape of his life, but he can still go out there and do it.
Takes down Jericho. Cabana in the driver's seat. Irish whip reversed there by Jericho. Jericho wild swing and a miss. Cabana with the jabs.
Here it comes.
Flip flop and fly to bionic elbow. God bless the American dream. And now Cabana building up ahead of Sting, the flying apple in the corner.
Huh.
Jericho.
Okay, so we got
Flying apple.
Love it, flying apple.
Jericho and
Cabana's on the top. Body splash on Jericho. Almost got a 3 count.
Aubrey Edwards' hand coming down for 3. Cabana obviously thought he had it.
And you can see it on his face, JR.
Ryan, I have to agree with you. Jericho does look a little like Mickey Rourke from The Wrestler.
Right now he's at a 500 average. Cabana hoping to worsen that average a little bit. Jericho fighting back. Going for the lion salt. Lands on his feet. Oh, Cabana, the elbow. And now send him up for the Superman. But Jericho rolls through right to the line taker. Jericho set him up. Jericho set Cabana up.
SSO says, oh my God, that's so funny. He does. He did get him in the Lion Tamer right now.
Chris Jericho is, ladies and gentlemen.
The only thing you can do, JR, is get to the ropes here.
Yeah, that's it. You're right, Tony. And
Sorry, the walls of Jericho, I mean.
Greatest pro wrestler working today in all phases of the game. Jericho, I think he thinks he won.
You know, a week ago we saw the Dark Order take interest in Colt Cabana. Obviously, you can see why.
Look at this interaction between Aubrey Edwards and Jericho. Oh!
Nice chops from Colt Cabana.
He thought the Cabana submitted.
He did not. He had tremendous heart.
Head scissors there by Cabana. Takes down Jericho. And now Cabana, another clothesline in the corner. Jericho got nowhere to go but back with turnbuckles. Cabana now showing agility and courage here. Oh, the Avalanche Frankensteiner cover. 1, 2.
Ooh, Cabana almost won it right there.
Man, that was a 2.5 at least.
Hit the Frankensteiner off the top rope.
Oh no, Jericho once again kicks out. Nice chain wrestling by Colt Cabana.
Colt Cabana has been feared and has come to fight.
SSO, give it up for JR. Yeah, it is good to see JR back. Ooh, Judas effect out of nowhere.
Shoulders down, eyes closed, leg hook. Chris Jericho wins it.
I do like the Judas effect. For those that don't know what that is, that spinning elbow hits him right in the temple. Spinning back elbow, I should say. SSO, I think he's the best commentator ever. You know, him and Tony Schiavone, they're together. They both have, I think, 30 years, or just about 30 years, or just over 30 years a piece of commentating experience. So they have a really good team of commentators up there. So Jericho won. So it looks like Breezango might have won.
Riku and Sarov in the share, led by Malcolm Bivens. Talk about an awkward call.
All right, let's see what comments I missed here. Ryan, I remember the rumors were in 99 that Jericho was behind GTV and that they were going to bring him in as Chris Jericho with the G. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know who. Yeah, I have not heard anything about who they said, so that's some good information right there. NXT's main event tonight looks like it's going to be the Cruiserweight Championship final. They're going to crown the champion. So Drake Maverick is hopefully going to walk away with that one here tonight. But NXT is on commercial.
The baddest
Jericho is on the mic.
planet. The champion is waiting for you, man. I want the baddest man on the planet to come out here right now.
Jericho's calling out Tyson.
Come on, where's the baddest man on the planet, huh?
13 Scorpio said, if Jericho did the Bronco Buster, would that be the balls of Jericho?
Are you scared? I'm going to say it one more time.
Yeah, it would be. All right, so no Tyson. We got Orange Cassidy instead. I'll have to make Jericho in one of the wrestling games and give him the Bronco Buster as his finisher. And I will have to call it the Balls of Jericho. Thanks, 13 Scorpio. NXT's on commercial, and Orange Cassidy is in the ring now. Ryan, I always thought Scott Hudson was a very underrated commentator. Loved his work. Orange Cassidy is putting Jericho's hands. He doesn't have pockets, so he put them in his belt. And now Orange Cassidy's putting his hands in his pocket. So if those don't follow Orange Cassidy, that's kind of his stick. He wrestles with his hands in his pocket.
The elusive Orange Cassidy. He may be the quickest man on the planet. And there's his buddies. Best friends bringing him over the rail. Orange avoided all contact. Oh, here come the troops now. Santana Ortiz coming to Jericho and Hager's aid.
So we got the whole inner circle out there right now.
And something tells me this is not over between Le Champion and Fresh.
Looks like they're setting up a feud with Inner Circle and Best Friends and Orange Cassidy. Ryan, break the balls down in response to 13 Scorpio's Bronco Buster. If Jericho did the Bronco Buster, it'd be the balls of Jericho. Break the balls down. 13 Scorpio says, love it. SSO is laughing out loud over there.
Step up with Boost Mobile's new upgraded network. Stronger signals, faster speeds, more coverage. Switching at 4.
Okay, so both shows are on commercial right now. Just watched my first Dark Side of the Ring over this past weekend. I started, since you don't really have to watch it in any order, I started with the Jericho, not the Jericho, well, Jericho was in it, but the Chris Benoit. So that two-parter, I saw that. I'm going to be honest, man. I think I might have PTSD from that. That show is brutal. And I knew most of the details, but then they hit you with details I did not know. And it was just 2 hours of I know the girlfriend wanted to watch the Owen Hart one next. And I was like, dude, I need a break. That is a messed up show. Is there another episode that you guys think of Dark Side of the Ring that you guys would recommend to go to next? Would it be Owen Hart? Would it be Bruiser Brody? Would it be Dino Bravo?
2 inches over regulation.
Was there one that was not so good?
Don't even. I'm serious.
So commercial and commercial.
Frito-Lay variety packs.
Oh.
That's why you're fired.
Bing, bing, boom, Chelsea, you're fired too.
Chelsea Green just fired Robert Stone.
She wasn't serious. Chelsea. Hey, Chelsea. You're not.
Ryan says he hasn't watched any of them yet. Are they on YouTube? I believe I did see them on YouTube. With the new cable I have, they're also on Vice, the channel Vice. So with my new cable, I do get Vice. But yeah, they are on YouTube as well. So Aaliyah is coming out to wrestle on NXT right now. SSO says, now the one that got me messed up was Eddie Guerrero was alive, and then he died in Chavo's arms. Yeah, that detail I didn't know. Well, watching the Benoit, I was under the assumption he died in the hotel. I didn't know that he was still clinging on to life. Yeah, that was So SSO says, no, you definitely would have to go watch the Owen Hart. It is so messed up. I remember being a little kid and actually watching that pay-per-view. And I think I didn't turn it on right away. And then when I did turn it on, you just see all this chaos in the ring. Later on, I did go back and find the video. Hopefully they don't show the video, because when I remember I seen it one time and I was like, whoa, that's messed up. But I do remember watching the whole rest of the pay-per-view live. I know from the little bit of details I heard of it, it does seem very messed up, and it's kind of messed up that they continued on with the show after that event took place. So it looks like Robert Stone is coming out trying to possibly maybe find a new lady wrestler. So maybe watching over, getting maybe Aaliyah in his corner. SSO says they are all on YouTube. So Aaliyah is just dominating. So they're saying in your house, NXT takeover, Tommaso versus Karrion Kross. Bobby Devashir is back. I remember that name. He says, yo, yo, yo. What's up, Bobby? Glad you joined us. Show's been pretty good so far. We've I missed one from Ryan. How long until Del Rio gets his own episode? Of Dark Side of the Ring? Possibly. Season 3? Possibly. I know they don't have, they're looking at possibly doing a season 3. Is there any like really dark things in wrestling? I mean, that they've missed? I definitely wouldn't bring it back just for the Del Rio story, though. So Santana Garrett, not familiar with this NXT women's star, but she just won. Aaliyah was looking dominating too, and then so I'm wondering what they're doing with Robert Stone. Are they going to actually have him wrestle? So, I mean, he's a wrestler. Okay, so next they're going to be talking about the Io Shirai, Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley this Sunday. I don't know about you guys, but I would like to see the belt leave Charlotte. I like Io Shirai. I just think the language barrier is not going to be. I mean, I would put it on her, but the championship, that is. But I'm not. I probably wouldn't keep it on her for long because of the language barrier. But what do you guys think? Let's see what's on AEW here.
She is the newly crowned AEW Women's World Champion. Observing, checking out the competition. This is Nyla's first match back.
Nyla Rose is coming out. So we got 13 Scorpio. I know a lot of people, so this looks like it's in reference to the Owen Hart thing that we were just talking about the dark side of the rings. I've only saw one. They're recommending seeing the Owen Hart one next after, because I saw the Chris Benoit one first. Oh, they got Nyla Rose versus Big Swole over on AEW. So this might actually be. I like Big Swole. She is dressed like the Yellow Ranger, though. So I know a lot of people emotionally don't like that they kept the pay-per-view running, but realistically, how complicated would it have been to refund all the pay-per-view buys and the tickets? They kind of had to. They probably would have faced a lot of legal trouble from the venue and cable providers too for breaking contracts, etc.
Incredible athlete. Nyla probing with those back elbows, but Swole transitions into that side headlock. That's what Swole's got to do. Now, Swole is very, very powerful. We know that.
SSO, on a side note of Mike Tyson, it's crazy that he's coming out of retirement to fight Evander Holyfield 3. It will be interesting to watch. I didn't know that. I don't follow boxing, so.
Maintain a very fast pace and take Nia Rose off.
I mean, I guess if you're going to have him come out of retirement, have him do the Evander Holyfield fight again.
We saw Swole try to take over with that side headlock takeover, but Nyla put on the brakes, and now hoisting Swole up. But she finally gets her down.
Forget you can join Caliber and Taz each and every Tuesday on Holley Rusty's YouTube channel for
EW Dark. Drops Tuesdays at 7 o'clock. Swole able to avoid the pinning predicament there and maintaining control.
So Big Swole looks like a Power Ranger, and then on her trunks, it looks like she has some logo, and it kind of reminds me of Transformers. So
it's a smart strategy. Again, making Nia Rose get up and down as often as she can.
She is definitely representing her nerd life there.
I know Swole is strong, but that's a battle she's going to lose every time. Oh, Nyla is. Handful of hair now. Nyla hits the ropes. Oh, look at this. Abdominal stretch, maybe? And she's got it locked in. That's a submission maneuver.
So Nyla, Big Swole has Nyla in abdominal stretch over here.
Nyla fighting free. Nyla used her elbow.
Oh, she fought free, tried to
break that hold. Hip toss.
Tried to give her a hip toss, but it didn't work.
But Nyla getting the better of it. Swole tried to squat out of that and just got lifted off her feet like she was a small baby. Nyla just deadlifting Swole up and going. Oh, wow.
Ooh. Nyla Rose with a head of steam. Big Swole dropped the rope. She goes falling over it.
And Swole pressing the attack. Went for the punt, but instead gets swept out by Nyla. Face first, by the way.
Nyla lured her down there. We all thought she was hurting, but she wanted her to come down there with her. And this is not where you
see what NXT has going on. See if they're back. Yep. Okay, they're just showing the women's match. Oh, we got Britt Baker out on the stage watching this match
We'll be right back.
on AEW. Now they went to commercial, so we are free to have conversations here. So if there's anything anybody wants to bring up, I know I kind of it's not wrestling related, but Ryan mentioned earlier about the what is the 2020 bingo card of life going to give us next? He thought zombies, because it's been a kind of messed up year. 13 Scorpio. So next week, Big Swole going to be the Swolverine. I like it.
I thought he was like at least 15.
How old was he?
The Swolverine.
You don't get that crazy your whole life just because Dad died. You gonna get a job?
I don't even know why you gotta clean the truck. Trying to show up all sexy to a fire? I like him.
I'm over here trying to think of. So the Swolverine.
Hi, we're Warby Parker.
And as nerdy as I am, I'm not. That was, clever for me. I don't know if I would have came up with that. Bobby says Ebola is back in the Congo, so that's pretty messed up. We got, what could it be? Zombies, werewolves, some vampires. Actually, just a couple weeks ago, didn't we have the big comet scare that was gonna, possibly hit the Earth and wipe out a lot of people? So we had that scare.
Discounted postage for any letter, any package, anytime, right from your computer. All of the amazing services of the post office, only cheaper. Get our special TV offer, a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to stamps.com/try and never go to the post office again.
So, let's see. SSO. So do you think they're going to be pushing Jeff Hardy to win the title again? I mean, a part of me would kind of like to see them build up to maybe do something like that. Jeff Hardy, does he need the belt? If they did push him to win the belt, I don't think he would have it for long. Be like another Goldberg thing. Give him the belt because of his name.
Don't do it. You dare.
I would like to see him get pushed back to that main event, or almost to that main event status. So it's really hard though with Jeff Hardy, because every time you get him back, and I was watching backstage and they all kind of agreed, Christian and CM Punk and Booker T, especially with Jeff Hardy, his sobriety is a little fragile. So I probably wouldn't be doing their current angle that they're doing. 13 Scorpio. That's a cross reference. Swolverine. And I believe he's referring to Ryan Cross.
Knees up. Nice move out of self-defense for Big Swole.
So for those that don't know who Ryan Cross is, he's an indie worker in the Midwest. Very entertaining. Got some ideas about possibly doing interviews with indie wrestlers, and he's definitely on my list.
Big headbutt has Nia Rose staggered. Swole.
One of his gimmicks I am really fond of, and that's when he does the African Dream Cross King.
Over the top, big right elbow shot. Swole comes in with the cutter.
Swole just hit Nyla Rose with the cutter.
No! Couldn't hold her down, just rolled that right shoulder up, and as you can see from the react right there, that Big Swole thought she had it.
That's one point in the match where Big Swole could fully realize.
So if you guys know of indie wrestlers in the Midwest that might want to do like a talk show, like we can maybe do like the Hot Wings, like the one other YouTube channel does. I know somebody's mentioned, how about doing sour things? So I believe there's a pucker level. So you start out with something not too bad, and by the end of it, while you're talking and you're moving up the levels here, you have something that's just super sour. There's some other challenges you might want to see. Maybe let me know here. Let's see what we come up with. Swole almost got Nyla Rose.
This has been a physical, long encounter here. Big Swole realizes
And then 13 Scorpio also said Yellowstone is rumbling. Could always go with that. I did see a post on Facebook about that, about how it had quite a few different earthquakes in a short span of time.
Hoist her up over the top. Swole escapes from the back door. There you go.
Oh, the top block down there, downstairs. Again, knock her down on the knee.
Yeah, get her down any way possible. Swole. Oh, the big kick to the back of the head. Nyla goes down.
They've got a cover right now.
And it was that
So they're actually letting Big Swole actually get some pretty good offense here.
What a spear.
Oh, that was stout.
Swole stopped in her tracks. Nyla hoists her up, looking for Beast Bomb.
Nyla went for the Beast Bomb. Big Swole rolled over the top. Started rolling her up. Only got a 2 count though.
Oh, look at that.
Big Swole's having a great offensive outing. And she's been able to dodge, avoid most heavy contact.
She's looking for dirty dancing, but instead Nyla
Ooh.
counters. Spinebuster powerbomb combo. 1, 2, 3, and that is it.
Okay, that was not bad. Nyla Rose just hit her with a Spinebuster powerbomb combo.
Well, Nia Rose, all it took was one shot. That is why she is.
So NXT was just kind of hyping the women. You know, there's something on here. So I know Jim Cornette, he has been kind of off his rocker lately. But I want to get your guys' thought on this. They're saying that they should really play up the Nyla Rose transgender, use that as a gimmick. You guys think that's they should go that route, or kind of just leave it alone and kind of have her doing what they're doing now?
Tony Schiavone's been his way to ringside to get a word with Big Swole.
That's it. So eat the hottest chip in the world when I reach 100 likes.
Great to have you back in action, I can tell you that.
You know what? It's real.
Bobby says just keep it how it is, honestly. I think so too. I don't think that's...
So even though I was victorious today, it don't matter because the fans are behind me on their tip, and they know who world it is. Rebel, back it up. Let's go. Let's go. Anyway, they know who world it is.
Whoa.
That's what I thought. I'm right here. You want the rub all the things right? Okay, move out of the way. She won't hurt. No.
Okay, so Big Swole's going on the ring. Britt Baker is in her wheelchair in the back of a golf cart. And she told the lady to back it up. She backed it up. And then she's like, come on, you know, you want to fight? You want some of me? And then Big Swole went under the ring and got a chair. And then all of a sudden, Britt Baker's like, never mind, you can't hit me. I'm injured. And then told her to pull out. So then she left. That was good stuff.
From going into a match, but also know that the doctor here has said no, he will not let you get in the ring this week here on Dynamite. You go back to Double or Nothing, the injury you sustained at the hands of Brian Cage, the casino ladder match. You think this has
So Schiavone is talking with Darby Allin. I guess Darby was injured. Looks like storyline after that attack from
Last one, Big Joe.
Brian Cage at Double or Nothing. So he's not clear to wrestle.
I'll get the last laugh.
Later on AEW, we are going to have Cody Rhodes. I think that might be the main event here. Cody Rhodes versus Jungle Boy for the belt.
Like the Chalupa Supreme.
If it is the main event, not sure why it would be the main event,
Order ahead and get your
unless they're trying to do something shocking and actually have Jungle Boy actually walk away with it. That would be actually pretty shocking to me because they just announced that Cody's going to defend it every week.
Here we go into the future.
So AEW is on in commercial right now. Oh my gosh. All right, NXT. If this is your first week, then you're going to quickly learn I'm not a Cameron Grimes fan. I know my brother trained him. Nothing against my brother, but I don't think there's anything to this guy. So he's not very entertaining for me. I didn't like him in TNA. So Cameron Grimes is on NXT right now. So let's see who Cameron Grimes is facing tonight. Somebody by the name of Bronson Reed. Okay. 13's Corbin. Was that Sandstorm? I am lost on that comment there. So Bronson Reed is a big boy.
So we are set for Grimes against Reed. Reed with the size and power advantage, but Cameron Grimes, incredible guile, very crafty and very deceptive speed on his part. We talked about Grimes' pursuit of the North American title. Don't forget Sunday Takeover.
So NXT Takeover, they're just announcing that, they're just showing that Keith Lee versus Johnny Gargano. I believe it's this Sunday. That should be a pretty good match. It is going to be for the North American title. I like Keith Lee, but I think that it's time to... You got something good going on with Gargano right now with this gimmick. I think you give it to Gargano, and then you move Keith Lee onto something bigger and better. And then, you can even continue to feud on, a little bit after that. If, if you move him on to getting the heavyweight belt. So I think there's a lot to go off of. So Sunday, I'm going to say Keith Lee is going to lose the belt on Sunday to Gargano. Oof. Dude, this Bronson Reed is just like a brick wall. Oof. Oh, was that Sandstorm ringtone? That's a very good question. I'm gonna have to check here. Wow. Cameron Grimes again hits the cave in on Bronson Reed, and he wins. Somebody really likes him. All right, Bobby, do you think Benoit will ever get into the Hall of Fame, or even his wife should be in the Hall of Fame? I know it's a touchy subject. Well, I just watched it the other day. We'll start with the easy one, and that's woman. Definitely Hall of Fame. I think as far as female, and right now NXT's on going to be going to commercial, and AEW's on commercial, so good time to cover this. Woman, hands down, definitely. She was an amazing valet. So I remember watching her in the late 80s and early 90s in WCW. Okay, Karrion Kross came out and just destroyed Bronson Reed.
This Sunday, special. Tick tock.
Okay. Just sending his little message. AEW, Tony Schiavone is in her, we're just going to say the Revival. Okay, so the Revival on AEW.
We are businessmen. That wasn't personal. It wasn't personal for you.
Bobby, I'm going to get back to that question here in a minute.
Like businessmen, why don't we settle it in the ring where we handle our business? Calm down. Yeah, relax. Yes, relax.
So the Revival just threw a bottle of water at the Butcher and the Blade.
See you next week. FTR.
All right. FTR, that's what the Revival is known as. FTR will be wrestling the Butcher and the Blade next week on AEW. All right, so now that I have a moment, we'll go back to that. So woman, hands down, definitely Hall of Fame worthy. I know it's kind of touchy because when they nominate her, when they put her in, it's just going to bring back this whole thing. And Benoit, as talented as he is, and I know with all the concussion stuff on there, was he in his right mind? There's a lot of uncertainty until I don't think that he will ever be recognized and ever be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think WWE's Hall of Fame or the National Hall of Fame. I definitely don't see him being in anybody's Hall of Fame. And let's say he was not in his right state of mind, and if there was a way that we could interview him now, he would probably go, look, I don't blame you. You know, it was a bad thing. So if 13 Scorpio. So absolutely no way WWE will go near anything to do with Benoit ever again. They would get hung out to dry by the media for honoring a murderer. Yeah, I don't think the National Hall of Fame or anywhere else.
Unfortunately for you, falling a little bit short. Yeah, I did fall short, and yeah, it's impressive, but that's why I'm here. I've shown that I can hang with the big guys here in AEW. I've shown that I could be on national television, I'm in the spotlight. I've got a great record. I'm doing well here, but it's those big victories that are lurking over my shoulder. You know, I couldn't get it done against Archer, and then tonight, yeah, he's led champion, but I couldn't grab it against Jericho.
So it looks like Brody Lee is trying to recruit Colt Cabana.
We don't grow. It's what you do after a loss. It's how you respond. And Colt, I can help you with that. Think about it.
So it looks like Colt is.
That's nothing I want to be a part of, but
That'd be interesting. I would put Colt with Brody Lee.
Well, interesting development there for Colt Cabana.
Fortnite plays. Your mom is calling back. You don't know how to act funny ringtones. Fortnite plays. Yeah, you can't honor them in the Hall of Fame because they would get on them about being a murderer, but it sucks because there's a lot of good matches with other wrestlers that you cannot see. Seeing the matches, put the matches out there. Let people see it. You're not paying mind to it. You're not giving him credit or whatever. He does have some great matches. Even with the Dark Side of the Ring episode being watched, there's a lot of things that we don't know about. There's a lot of things that nobody will ever know about, like what was going on. Was it all the concussions? Was he out of his mind crazy? Was it a fight that got too far out of control, and he did what he did, and then from there he just kind of escalated it to the next morning, and then to the next morning after that. Bobby, I feel so bad for his son. He is such a nice guy, and he's getting blacklisted from the business because of his father. Yeah. It probably doesn't help him that he's actually looks a lot like Chris Benoit. So,
one specific person I was able to help was a man from
you know, it really does suck for him.
He couldn't leave his home. And I was able to help him set up an online account so that he can make his payment through the phone.
AEW is on commercial, but it looks like they are. So it looks like they're starting both of the matches I thought were going to be the main events. So we'll see if that's the case. Drake Maverick versus El Phantasmo is starting right now in NXT, and on AEW, we had Jungle Boy come out to the ring. So Jungle Boy versus Cody Rhodes is going to be happening next. Again, you know, two interesting matches there. 13 Scorpio did say, well, we have a second here. Throwing a bottle of water now could be attempted manslaughter due to the Rona. It's true, due to the Rona. That's it. I think that's going to be the thing. I'm just going to call it the Rona now. Fortnite plays not really good because if he wants to get in the business, he can because he's friends with Chris Jericho. He's been there like a father figure to him. Yeah, I did see that in the story, and that's great how Jericho. He said the only two people that reached out to him was Chris Jericho and Chavo Guerrero. So again, another feather in the cap of Chris Jericho. Another reason why I think he's just so underrated. But speaking of the Hall of Fame, the National Hall of Fame just acquired Bruno Sammartino's WWF belt. So that's pretty cool. And I believe the National Wrestling Hall of Fame is in Texas. They actually have a physical location in Texas. So a little bit of research I've done since the last time. So, El Phantasmo, Drake Maverick, who are you guys rooting for? This is, Maverick just took a nasty armbar. It looked like he stuffed his shoulder right into the ground. So, who do you guys want to see walk away? This is for the championship. I'm kind of interested to see, with the Drake Maverick, because I've not got any word that he's not terminated, but WWE says they'll still use him until July because that's what they're paying him for. So, if he wins the belt, does he get his job back? Oof. Okay, Drake Maverick, as he got whipped to the ropes, he kind of ducked down, but the back of his head got clipped. I don't know if that was a Phantasma's mistake or was that Drake Maverick's mistake. So Ryan, no problem. He had to put the kids down. Should probably phrase that a little bit better when we're over here talking about the Chris Benoit story. You know, I'm just saying, Ryan. I know what you mean. They know what you mean. But NXT is on commercial right now.
It's you.
Introduce the competitors in this TNT Championship match.
Your main event is set for one fall or TV time remaining, and it is for
All right, so this is the
NT Championship.
old Casey Anthony. Yeah. Oh, man.
Introducing the challenger
Oh, man.
from Valley Village, representing Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy.
Fortnite plays, by the way, it was also Vicky Guerrero who reached out to him as well. Chris Benoit's son. Okay, that's good to know.
And his opponent,
And Fortnite plays, I haven't seen him on in a couple weeks. So, hey, welcome back,
from
Fortnite
Atlanta,
plays.
Georgia, weighing 215 pounds. He is the TNT champion, the American Nightmare.
Cody's record, 2020 singles record, is a 10-1.
Jungle Boy is 22 years
Still
of age.
dislike that tattoo on his
He
neck.
turns 23 in 13 days. And Tony socks he's wearing tonight turn 25 tomorrow.
Absolutely, they do. I got a whole drawer full of them that turned 25 tomorrow. And Cody, at 34, had mentioned to me during a sit-down interview we did earlier this month.
So Cody Rhodes is only 34, huh?
He said he wanted to wrestle 6 more years. And I know he wants to go out a champion. Boy, he's got contenders going right and left. Remember, the winner of this match will defend the TNT Championship next week against Ray Phoenix.
So next week, the winner of this match will face Ray Phoenix.
Waist lock on Jungle Boy. There's that amateur background influencing Cody's style. He's got a size and strength advantage over Jungle Boy. Duh, we can see that. Jungle Boy's used to that. That's not going to be a mountain he can't climb. But the quickness of Jungle Boy can be problematic for Cody.
So it looks like, yeah, these are the main events for the evening. So
Cody, when he was competing against Darby Allin, Darby's speed, his resilience gave Cody fits. And Jungle Boy is going to have to stick close to that type of game plan if he wants to dethrone the American Nightmare here tonight.
On that hard takeover, trapped in the arm is Cody.
Big predicament.
Last year high school state champion, Tony Serrano.
Last year,
Chromium and lead.
NXT still on commercial.
he's fine.
Bobby, you think they'll tell Daniel Bryan to stop doing the diving headbutt?
Top step up, looking right.
I would.
Takes down Cody. There you go. Quick.
I definitely would.
I don't want to. No.
It's hard to prepare for a guy as quick as Jungle Boy cover. He's not wasting any waste. There's no wasted motion with Jungle Boy. Tells me
It is interesting how, you know, Benoit got it from Dynamite Kid. Dynamite Kid told him, hey, don't do it. Dynamite Kid started doing it because of Harley Race. Harley Race told Dynamite Kid, hey, don't do the move. It's going to mess you up. That's what happens when you don't listen. It is interesting, though. In there, they're talking about how he would be mad at himself, Benoit would. And he would do those Hindu squats. When I did security the year before, like I said time and time again, Benoit was the nicest guy there. Yeah, he stood there for a couple hours just doing those Hindu squats.
Counter power slam, lateral press.
Caught him in midair.
Cover.
So definitely the diving headbutt, I would
Able to kick out. And the thing about Jungle Boy Jack
I'd probably not be doing that. I know they just banned the any sort of power bombs to the turnbuckle.
Years of age. Last week was the biggest victory of his career. Tonight is the biggest challenge, the biggest opportunity of his career. Can he rise to the occasion?
Jungle Boy has made amazing progress, improvement in his game.
Fortnite, he needs to before he ends up like Chris Benoit. Yeah, those concussions aren't now with all the research out there with about concussions. Yeah. So Cody has Jungle Boy in the finger four leg lock,
Jungle Boy finally gets
but Jungle Boy got to the ropes. Let's see what NXT, how this cruiserweight championship is going. That one I think is a little bit more uncertain to me, like who's going to win this match versus the NXT AEW. Fortnite. WWE is also letting Chris Benoit move use and calling it the crossface, just not the crippler crossface. Yeah, I have seen people starting using it more often. El Phantasmo is just beating the bricks off of Maverick. There's definitely a size difference between the two. Fortnite, he would do extreme workouts when he was ticked off that he messed up in the match or spot got messed up or he felt the match was not good. But when I saw him doing those, it was before the match even started. I know that was just his go-to move. And if anybody has tried them, I mean, I don't know how you can do them for hours. I mean, they take its toll quick. El Phantasmo had Maverick in a Boston Crab, but Maverick got to the rope. He is still in it. And AEW is on commercial, so we'll send it back over to the... So yeah, I'll be going through all the videos, and then we'll do a short little video, and we're going to announce the winner here in the next couple days on who gets that fake crate. So if you want to have the chance at the fake crate, it's me sending some wrestling stuff, you know. You just got to be subscribed. So be subscribed. You want more chances on winning that fake crate that has all that wrestling stuff in there? Like the video, share, comment, do all that good stuff. All right, Maverick got hit with a nasty sit-down powerbomb, but he did kick out. 13 Scorpio back. This just had a little comment here about the Chris Benoit topic that was talked about here. So you think you remember hearing something about him getting Daivari to do so many squats, his pee turned black. There was so much muscle fiber in it. Yeah, that is a story that I've heard on several different occasions. I mean, and I can believe it. Those Hindu squats are just... Those are rough. After you've been doing them for several minutes, you're like, okay, you're getting a good burn in quick. Maverick is fighting back here, starting to make a comeback. Ryan, my pee is naturally black. 76% Dr. Pepper. Wow. Okay, 13 Scorpios. Always a crossface. His WCW nickname was the Crippler, hence the Crippler crossface. Ooh, Maverick. Flying elbow drop right clean across the upper shoulders. That was a pretty good elbow drop right there. They're showing a replay of it right now. That looked good. That was impressive. Looks like he was Maverick was trying to pull the mask off of El Fantasma. Ooh. Fortnite says only reason why you could do so for so many hours is because of how many drugs and painkillers he was on to his body breaking down. And Bobby says, I thought Paul Heyman gave him the name after he injured Sabu. I believe that it was the case. Bobby, I think you are right. I believe it was after an incident in ECW before coming to WWE that he did injure Sabu, and that's why they call him the Crippler. Okay, 2 masked men are out. Looks like they're... Oh, Maverick just took him out. Oh, looks like that's going to cost Maverick. Ooh. Phantom Driver. Maverick loses. I mean, the way they did it, Del Fantasma, that was a good way to wrap that up there. Not really... I would have liked to see Maverick. I thought that would have been a little bit more unpredictable. Actually, no, that would have probably been really predictable since he's fired and they would get people talking, but whatever. 13's going to be a Diet Dr. Pepper. Ooh. Cody is busted open, so I'll have to go back and watch that later. But the blood is pretty good on his forehead right now.
I wasn't sure. I thought we must see a woodshed scene.
I was going to say, cooler heads prevail, but not necessarily always been cooler heads in this match. Oh, there's a table.
Oh, there's a table just set. Jungle Boy just chased Cody Rhodes up to the top rope, so now they're fighting. Uh-oh.
Top turnbuckle there. They're severe no man's land.
Cody laid in some right hands. And,
oh! Okay, so they both went crashing through the table that was on the outside.
We might get a double count out, which would be unfortunate
for Jungle Boy. And the fans, yes.
Absolutely. They were so unstable on the top rope, they were trading shots. I think just a minor shift in Jungle Boy's weight set Cody off the top. There was that minor shift. Good call there, Excalibur. You're right.
So Cody is actually up first. Even though technically he went through the table first.
For a moment, the bloody champion.
My heart it's just broken from Drake Maverick. You can see the show of respect from everybody here. He's somebody that just
Interesting.
his story just resonates with us, and this is truly not how I hope this tournament will end.
And what a hell of a fight. And what a first defense.
All right, and Cody did take out Jungle Boy.
Another look at some of the action that Crawford.
Ooh. Oh my gosh. Just right on top of his head. Just
Intensity on the face of the champion. He knows he's been in the battle, I can tell you that.
so everybody's out. They got Luchasaurus. They got Mirko Stunt is out there to check on Jungle Boy. Cody is helping him up. We got Dustin out there. We got Brandy. We got Arn. They're hugging it out now in the ring.
Amazing outing for the challenger. But the champion is the champion. This title means more to Cody than anything in AEW or his professional life. Tony Schiavone.
All right, so that's both of those main events there. They're just closing out with showing Cody with the belt. So I'm gonna turn this down. So that's unless there's any more chats that you guys want to do, we're gonna get around to wrapping this up here in just a moment. I know the last couple days I haven't been updating the Instagram with the Funko Pop a Day. I'm gonna get back to it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna do it again today. I will start that back up tomorrow. You know, I got some new pops came in, so we gotta, work on getting some of that. Work on getting that going. So I've just been kind of busy this past couple days. So, yeah. But we have that video. I'm still waiting on the loot crate, the WWE loot crate that was supposed to be shipped out at the end of May, and that was actually April's loot crate. So they're not really doing that great of a job with the loot crates. I know there's a difficult time right now, but Pro Wrestling Crate, they get theirs out every month. So we'll see how that goes. So we'll be opening that one up when it comes in, and we'll be posting that video online. So we do have some videos, got some new stuff that we're going to be working on. But see a lot of faces that have been here every week. So thank you guys for tuning in. I do it every 7:30 to 9. Watch wrestling with you guys, AEW, NXT. Just we are going to wrap this up here, and I will see you again. Same Fate time, same Fate channel. So until next time, thank you guys for tuning in. Winner will be announced soon. So take care. Have a good night.